another question.
Anyway,
How did y'all see y'all friendships back then when y'all was younger to now? Is
for
it different or is it
I,
Non-existent.
I say it's for me. I say it's different. Like especially with COVID because, as y'all so eloquently put it out there, I was out in the street all the time.
very hard?
5 o'clock in the morning. I had my little phase.
Your little whole face?
See, I didn't say all that.
I just said why you gotta put my business out there? They could have guessed. Like leave it a little
Okay.
mystery.
It's okay.
So the streets was calling, and that.
I answered.
Yes.
They had a big sign
Heavily.
up that said Destiny.
The whole guest list would pop up. I will never forget. Homie was like, "Hey," it's like, "Yeah, thanks."
She would be like, oh my goodness.
If
at
you
work,
wanted to do
texting.
anything, call Destiny.
But I was very selective. We know this. But anyway,
Yes.
for me, I did live a very fast-paced life. I was very social, and I came into that. So when I got into it, I hit it hard, and it just became natural for me. It became easy. So I was never home. I was always doing dance socials, going to festivals, traveling, all this stuff, and it just became a way of life for me because it became routine, and it was easy to manage in a certain aspect. But then it got to be too much because I was digging more deep into it because there were certain things that I was going through at the time, and I was trying to get more involved to distract myself. Now, as far as the friendship portion of it, for me now, from who I was back then, like I said, I didn't necessarily call everybody a friend. I was still selective, but I was selective in the sense of like, oh, okay, you're cool, like whatever, but not really
Associates.
paying attention to who that person was. Like now I am at the point where I am selective in the sense of making sure those friendships are intentional. Like, what is your purpose for being in my life? Is this something that is a reciprocal type relationship? What do I do for you? Like, do I feel like I am a good person and a good friend to you, and vice versa? Like, what do we do for each other? Like, is this a mutual relationship? Because at the end of the day, that's where we get those people who may be high maintenance and you give so much of yourself to them. And it's like, well, hey, I'm running low, but I can't call on you because you're not that kind of person. You're not the first person that I think of. So I need to, rework some things, reevaluate, and be like, okay, this is not the type of friendship that I want, because at the end of the day, who I truly call friends or besties, whatever that looks like, it's a very, very tight circle. I know that right now there are 4, maybe 5 people that I can call on, and I know that they will be there for me at the end of the day.
That's a lot of people.
It sounds like a lot, but everybody serves their purpose differently.
Yeah.
Not everybody can be you. Not everybody can do the things that
Not
you
everybody can be me.
Okay, see, this why I don't be giving her compliments, because I give her inch, she take a mile. But not everybody can be you and what type of friendship that we have specifically. And there's people that I've been friends with prior to you that I've been friends with longer, and they've been with me through other situations in my life, and they've gotten me through that, and I, vice versa, have done that for them too. So it's just different time spans of those particular friendships. So it's not like I met all y'all at the same time. I'm like, oh, y'all my besties. Nah, it's everybody came in at different points in time in my life. So that's how I got to that number. But I can definitely say, like I said, now I'm just more intentional with it. I pay very close attention because I know right now the plans that I'm working towards and, the goals that I have or would like to have later on in life, and who those certain people are that I want to carry along with me. Granted, we can't all go to the same place, i.e. our dynamic that we've had work-wise. But at the end of the day, I like to make sure that my people are good and I have good people around me, good energy around me, because we can sit here and talk about certain things in life and we understand it. Yeah, we may be in 2 different workplaces. We may be in 2 different, sides of town, different circles of people.
A whole nother country.
A whole nother country. But at the end of the day, it doesn't feel like we have that distance. It doesn't feel like we have, those differences.
Yeah.
We come back to each other and it's like nothing ever took place.
Yeah.
it's just a different understanding.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Oh, would you like me to speak?
Yeah. So, look, I had to think in my head, like, what was the question again? So, how do you see friends back then, or how did you deal with your friends back then, or how did you choose your friends when you were younger to now?
I'll make
What
mine.
changed?
I'll make mine very short and sweet.
Yeah, I like story time.
I don't know if I've shared this with y'all, but I genuinely didn't make a true friend until I was 12 years old. So, yeah, I had, the little kids to play with in school, or, you had your classmates, but nothing outside of that. I didn't really get invited to like sleepovers, birthday parties. I didn't get too friendly with a lot of kids growing up. But once I had solidified my first little friend group in middle school, it was kind of weird because at that age, like, you're going through your teenage years, you really need somebody or just a person to kind of ride along with you, because it's a definite wave going through childhood into puberty and then like high school, where the dynamic has shifted completely. And it's crazy because those people that I had gathered through high school, they are still around, but I can say I can agree like with Destiny with the different time frames. But for me, it's on a level of like, not categories, but where can I keep you? What can I do for you to necessitate your needs? But the problem is at that age, and I want to say 17, 18 and on into my early 20s, I was that person that always answered, that always called, that always texted, that wouldn't receive anything back. And
Was that draining for you?
it was so draining.
Ciao.
And
Draining.
what ended up happening is I became kind of a scapegoat, because when somebody was dealing with something, they would call me.
Yeah.
And I was the one taking on a lot of people's stuff at that time. But I wasn't recognizing, oh my God, Bree, like, you have feelings too. Bree, you have issues too. Who's there to listen to what you have going on? And it really kind of broke my spirit at one point, because I put my foot down for the first time at like 19 or 20. And that little friend group literally picked me to pieces. And I became a villain, because I was like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Power of saying no.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Destiny, whenever...
And not be criticized for it.
Yes. And whenever I came across Destiny, I think you gave me the wisest of words. And I want to have you say them right now.
I say something.
Well, I'll say it.
I got the alphabet thing.
I'll say it, but it was the wisest of words from Destiny, and it was like literally right when I had met you. If you can't appreciate my presence,
I will gift you my absence.
and in doing and in seeing and in hearing those words, it brought power back to me personally, because there were friends around me who would take advantage of my kindness. And a lot of it was manipulative. A lot of it was just plain cattiness, immaturity, insecurities. And now I'm at a point where, I mean, as a collective whole, I have to come back to myself and really reevaluate the things that I want. How am I going to be better for my friends? Because I have to be better for me.
Yeah.
And that's why, as of right now, and even before then, like, I can't truthfully say that I was that person to call upon, or I'd be there in a heartbeat if you needed me, because truthfully, I was just burnt out from being that friend that took a lot of everybody else's prior to meeting you guys.
Oh, I was about to say, is that why you were sleeping so hard?
No, this was prior to meeting
She's so
you guys.
drained.
Like, damn, you didn't hear me. He was
Okay, can we
dying.
just make this very clear? The F, Flint, was very exhausting.
And delusional.
And I just want to point this out that at that time,
we gotta come back to that.
2019, when we're all meeting one another and we're just starting this friendship, I mean, there were days we would just look at one another and be like, whoa, it's not just a resident.